Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey, today I'm going to be doing a retrofit on my Can-Am on the XRC. So I've seen a few other guys doing this on the Facebook forum for our group, and I want to go ahead and also do this retrofit. So I'm going to take you through this. I previously done a video on the traditional oil change for this machine and what that involves. In fact, I got one here still, so I'll show it to you. But it involves getting behind the seat, taking out the seats, taking out the cover behind the seats, getting in there in a very tight spot, removing 3 small bolts, and then removing this paper filter. And I actually have a leftover one here, even though I'm doing this retrofit. So you have just this crappier paper filter here instead of a nice one that you can, just kind of screw on, that you have to insert in there every time, put the cover back on, and then basically put the seats, put the heat shield back on, and then put the seats back in. So there's a retrofit out there by a company called Mr. RPM, and I just bought that this week, and I'm going to go ahead and do that retrofit on the Can-Am, and this is what the part looks like right here. So they actually send it to you with a Baldwin filter, and then this B1406 can easily be cross-referenced at any auto parts store. But Baldwin filters, man, those things are good in my experience. Just a little history. So I worked a long time in a plant environment where we had $1 million printing presses, and we had a guy there that always did an incredible job maintaining those. And he was constantly doing oil changes on the pumps and the motors, and he would only use the Baldwin filters. And he was meticulous about everything he did. So when I saw that this came with a Baldwin filter on it already, I'm like, I'm just going to use that. I don't even have any qualms about trying to change it out to a different filter. So what this is basically the part, this machined part, and this is meant to replace the cover that's in it now. That'll come out, and then this will go inside there. So then the idea is, instead of taking the seats apart, instead of taking the cover apart and everything every time, taking those bolts off every time, we'll use those same factory bolts to put this on that are currently on the cover. We'll take the O-ring that's currently on the cover and put that on here, and then we also, which I'm glad, that's kind of why I'm glad I still have a new filter. So we need to take the O-ring. You can either take it that's in the existing filter that you already have in the machine, but I have this new one. So I'll take this new O-ring out, and then that O-ring needs to transfer to this side here. So we'll get to all that later, but I'm gonna walk you through the install on this. First thing I gotta do is heat up the engine, go ahead and drain the oil per normal. I won't show you that part. I already have a video if you want to watch that, as far as locating the drain plug, where that is, all that. But I'm going to go ahead and get it drained, so then we can get back into that cover, take that off, and put this retrofit part in there. And the idea is, after this is on, we should just be able to reach behind the rear tire to pull our filter on and off in the future without getting in behind the seats. So let me do that. I guess there's nothing else to share, so let's get into it. So guys, if you're first time watching this, obviously if you're doing this modification, you probably already know how to get the seats out, but there's these little tabs here. So this just actually slides over the top here of the frame, and then once you're in place, these tabs push into the little grommets down there. I find on this seat it's always easier if I move it forward. All right, now we got full access to the panel right here that we need to remove. And with that, we'll get our push pin remover. So guys, I found, I'll post a link to the description and whatever company I ended up, I don't even remember the name of the company I ended up buying this Mr. RPM kit from. There's several power sports places that sell it, but I'll post a link to that so you can find it if this goes well and you're interested in getting one. I don't even think I've put 1,000 miles on this machine since my last oil change, but it's been at least 2.5 years since I've did an oil change. So I'm about due. I want to get it done and get this modification done. Come on, baby. Looks like I got one grommet guy left here. So here we go. The heat shield's still doing its job, keeping some of that engine heat from melting through our plastic cover here. And just like that, might as well put it back on clean when we go to put it back on. Got that Tennessee trail mud off there. Okay guys, I'm back on the passenger side of the machine. Let me remind you or show you guys where this is. Again, you probably already know this because it's probably a retrofit, but back in here, there's the drive shaft. Just up from there, right back here is one of the bolts that we're going to remove. So this is that plate right here. So I'm going to clean this up. We'll take this plate off, and this is where our retrofit's going to go. So once this is cleaned up, I'll pull those bolts out. There's 3 8mm bolts on there. Alright guys, I think I got it mostly cleaned up. Went in there with some degreaser. At least you can see two of the bolts in the photo right now. And I've stuck a rag down there just in case for some reason I lose a bolt. Hopefully it'll land on that rag. I still haven't taken this passenger seat frame out. I think I got enough room that I don't have to mess around with taking that out. But I'm going to grab the 8mm and pull these bolts out. And for this, I'm just using a small 1/4 inch socket. I think that'll let me get in there. For this most inside bolt, I just put this little adapter on the end of the socket just to give me something a little extra to grab on there, because it's too short for a socket extension in there, but this will give me a little something extra that helps. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. I already got it loosened up with the wrench, but now I'm just using that little extra extension to give my hand something to unscrew it with. I got the 3 screws out. There's the paper filter element. So one of the last little screw I did drop, so luckily it landed right on my yellow rag like I was hoping. So let's get this pulled out and then we'll get our retrofit ready. Okay, so here we are. Here's our paper filter. Last time we're going to use one of those. And then this is the cover that came off, and our 3 8mm bolts. So this is not going to get reused. That'll just be put in our storage container. And then what we got to do now is we need to reuse this this piece here, which I'm just going to use the one off my new filter that I had, and lube it up. And then I'll just save this for a spare, just so I have another one for maybe a future oil change if needed. And then we need to transfer, we need to transfer this O-ring from here to here. So that lays on there just like that nicely. All right, and then we'll pull this out, and I don't know if it's necessary, but just like I do on any filter, I'm going to go ahead and lube it up just a little bit with some fresh oil. And we'll stick that guy in there. All right. So, just like that, we should be ready to reinstall it. Guys, I did want to point out you may see an extra hole here, and notice there's not a hole in this cover. So this will obviously just, run into the filter anyway. But the reason for this hole, I guess, is they have like 3 different versions of this when you're buying it. So this is the most basic version. And then the other version allows you to, I think, run a hose into here, and it's an oil cooler. And then they have even a third version where you can hook up a gauge. So this is just the most simple version that we're using. Let me give you one last view before we put that thing on. It helps that it's really bright out and all the lights coming in through the back of the machine. So there we go. I have to remember to take that rag out when I'm done. Alright, here's a dry fit. I don't see that it's really snapped quite into place yet. I'm going to try to push it in a little bit further. You can see that that O-ring is a little proud of the engine frame. I could probably try to start with the screws and see if I can suck it in, but I'm going to try to see if I can't push that in a little tighter first. See, it's kind of falling out there, so must not be seated quite right. Alright guys, I got all 3 snugged down real nice. Yeah, I just took my time and put each one in kind of evenly, and it sucked everything right in just like it needed to. That little extension I showed you was just a lifesaver. I don't know how I would have screwed some of that in without it, but it just gave me just enough knurling to be able to have something to hold on to screw those back in again. Again, this is 8mm. So let's lube up our new filter here and we'll stick it on. Man, this is going to be sweet. Even if I have to end up taking that access plate off behind the seat, which I think we'll see once we get it on there. I think you'd either have to remove one of the mud flaps in the back or remove the seat and the access panel to be able to reach this. We'll see. But even if I never have to, even if I have to take either one of those off, it's still better than taking this stupid plate on and off again. So let's stick this filter on and see how it looks. All right, guys, there it is. Praise the Lord. We got that in there. Spinned on nice from this side. So again, if this is all we got to do, take the access panel off, spin that on, that'll be fine. But let's go around back and see what would happen. What would we have to do to get it from back here? So you can still see it in there. So I probably can't do anything with this rear tire on, but if I decide to remove these guys right here, that might be actually easier to remove those 4 on the little fender wall there and just reach in and grab it in the future. So I'll have to figure that out. I gotta get this oil cleaned up from the filter here, and then I will fill her with some fresh oil. It takes 2.1 quarts, 5W40. So I will get her filled up and then we'll check for leaks. All right, guys, we're running here. Everything looks good. I don't see any kind of leaks. Certainly wanted to look at this before I put the covers back on. And just FYI, when I first started the engine, the oil pressure alarm did go on for like 2 seconds and then it cleared itself. So looks like this is going to be a successful project. Okay guys, well the sun's really coming in the garage now. Wanted to provide you with a little bit of extra information. I ended up going back and putting 9 ounces more of oil in there to get it all the way to the full mark, and ran it a little bit, checked it. So I'm basically at 2.10 ounces, 2 quarts 10 ounces now with this new filter on there. So check it yourself, kind of work your way up, make sure that you're getting the same thing. But there's a lot of extra volume there. It seems like that is taking the extra oil. So I would assume that was the reason for that. So you'll want to be really cautious of that. Make sure you put enough oil in. And then I just went in here and I removed these T30s. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 T30s, and then just one of these pins. So the pin goes in right here, and then there's a T30. I didn't really have to take this bottom one out. I took them out up here, but this is another way you can come in. So now you can see, without taking the seats out or that thing back there, you can get in through here and reach the filter. So this is probably the way I'm going to do it, but I guess it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You know, these are easy to come out too. They may be a little bit more of a pain to get back in again, but you have 2 ways now that you can get to that filter, either through the fender wall here or behind the seat. So, hey guys, I hope this video was very helpful to you guys. I sure am going to enjoy a future oil change, not having to screw around with that those small 8mm bolts again. But hopefully this is helpful to you. And if it was, go ahead and hit that like button or share this video, and I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, one small correction. I told you guys that I put another 9 ounces of oil in, and that's true, but that's because I had underfilled it initially. It's supposed to take 2.1 quarts when it's empty with the factory filter, which is 67.2 ounces. But for some reason, when I was measuring out my oil, I was thinking 2.1 quarts. So I did 2 full quarts and then 1 ounce, but 0.1 is really 3.2 ounces. So in the end, you're probably going to need about an extra 7 ounces of oil to go along with the new filter. But just measure it out as you go and check that, and you should be good. Thanks. Bye.
Hey guys, Tennessee Yankee. Thanks for watching. If you found this content helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on your right. I have other content linked for you on the left side. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.